Okay, I am today going to try and write an article about the death of SaaS. Where the premise is that we're going through a massive verticalization trend with agentic AI, and frankly, agents don't need a front end. So why would you go and, click on 18 screens when the AI could literally go and start talking to your customer model or whatever you're trying to use and get the information just in a conversation? It's more natural, and it's where the needle is heading. So I wrote into the PromptOwl content creator, which has a lot of information and background already loaded into the prompt about what PromptOwl can do and our messaging. My path here is going to be to get the article, and then the article is going to be written like a chatbot, which is what always happens. And I'm going to go then take that and have it put it through another AI prompt, which is called the Stacy Writer. So it's basically going to write like me. It's learned from looking at a bunch of my publications, and we've figured out some averages there on, sort of what are my major themes, and we put that into the prompt. So that's going to help it get to be a lot closer into my own voice. And then we are going to use PromptOwl to help us publish it. And in this whole way, we're going to be battling the brains, seeing which model does best, because each model seems to be better at different things. And in my entire conversation, I'm probably going to end up switching back and forth. So let's start with this prompt here. I started it off with ChatGPT. It gives a okay answer. That's on the endangered list. It gives the information, but honestly, I didn't love it. It doesn't have any facts. It doesn't really punch it up. And I felt like this was, efficiency without frills, the whole thing. Let's take a look at Claude's 3.7 Sonnet, the new one that came out last week. Now, this one did a really good job. It really kind of hit some of the emotional pieces that I was looking for, that it's pivotal, needs a face. Some of these things are pretty cool, but I'm still going to go take a look and see what the other ones have done. Let's see what Claude 3.5 did. Ooh, already it's got something that I hate, which is the emojis. Nobody writes an article with emojis. And for some reason, all of the LLMs are addicted to emojis. Let's see if Gemini was any better. This is the article that Gemini did. I like it because it kind of goes into like, what do you guys need to do in order to do it? It's sensational, but it says it's not the total demise. It's a fundamental restructuring. I don't know. I kind of like this, and I like the 3.7 Sonnet answer. So actually what I'm going to do is use this answer and plop in the content here. I like the content in this draft, which came from the Claude Sonnet 3.7. So now I'm asking it to merge the two, and it came out with a pretty good. So now I'm going to go take this because it's not correct completely. Okay. So now I'm going into the Stacy Writer, and I am asking it to revise that merged version into my style. So that's the copy of it. And this is what came out. The Twilight of SaaS. Ugh. I have been around software for a while, and in some of those examples, I do talk about some of the history and patterns. So I see why it's doing this, but I don't think that that's appropriate. I'm uncomfortable with that. So I'm going to probably ask it to rewrite that. Ooh, man, it's got lots and lots of statistics in here, which I always write with statistics, but I have a feeling these are hallucinated. So my next process will be to actually go through and fact check all of this. This will be the manual part that the AI isn't going to do for me, and that humans, frankly, are always responsible for. It also hallucinated this conversation that I had with the healthcare CIO last week, who I have not talked to. I mean, it's a fair statement, but it isn't real life. So I don't like to misrepresent that stuff. So I'm going to say it's a good draft, but I would like to rework a few things. Don't ask as many questions. Only allow 1 or 2 questions max. Revise the intro to be more about the trend and less about my experience. And remove the fake conversation between me and a healthcare CIO. So then we get this version, which is ultimately the version that I copied and pasted and then fact checked and rewrote. After I finished rewriting it and doing all of my homework, this is my new title and the actual details of it. So now I'm going to ask it, this is the article after editing, and now I'm going to ask it, can you create social media posts for this on LinkedIn, X, and Substack, which is the 3 places that I'll want to go publish this. Looking through this, I'm looking at Claude. Oh boy, why do they always love these emojis? I hate it. And I mean, it's okay, but I'm not in love. Let's see what ChatGPT does. I like its organization. It actually looks a little better, but again, we're just going in. I don't know why immediately that turns me off. It could be that the content is actually decent and it's just masked under a bunch of emojis, but I don't love it. Let's go see what Gemini had. Okay, I like the shortness of it, but I am not overwhelmed. Now, Llama, I don't know if it's because it's from Meta, but Llama seems to do the best with social media posts. So let's go take a look at that. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look, no emojis. So I like this. The sauce model we know is dying. Agentic is revolutionizing the way we. This is perfect. Great. SaaS is dead. Long live AI. Jaden's learn how it's changing and what it means for your business. All of this is great. I think I'm going to use that. We'll check DeepSeek to see what they do. Nope. Llama's still the winner. And there you have it. I went through this process. We used a combination of both Claude and Gemini in order to get the original article. I used Gemini, I believe, the most effectively in order to get it into my voice. And Llama was the winner on social media. So there you go. Once again, the power of using multiple LLMs gave me an ultimately better result. I encourage you to battle out the LLMs too.